What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Energy, or welcome for the very first time. I am glad that we have aligned. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. It's just a regular general read. The only thing is you may hear me crunching, a little bit of snacking ASMR. Okay. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, but let's see what the vibes are. All praise to the Most High above and below. All others must go. What's the tea, Spirit? The tea that is most relevant to me and my collective currently. Okay, well, let's spill it then. Clock that tea. Bitch, catch it. I'm trying, Spirit. I'm trying. Okay, what's the tea? What's the tea? I really don't know, so I'm excited. It says, perfect fall girl or guy. You or they fit the mold to be the victim, the one to blame. It's just easier to blame them instead of being critical. Okay, so someone could have a fear of being critical of themselves, like really taking a good look at themselves. So somebody is not healing. Someone is holding on to their blame game. So this is someone who really wanted to point the finger at you. And they may feel as if you are the perfect person to be able to do that. Like you literally walked right in whatever role they cast you for. You walk right through the door. You played that role to the T. And so they're seeing you as, I feel like they may be seeing you as either the victor, or like the victor, the winner, or the aggressor, like the antagonist, the bad guy or the bad girl or something like that. So this is someone who is seeing themselves like in either a lesser light, like, oh right, I'm not who I think I am because look at them, or it's like, oh, I'm a victim, look what they've done to me, something like that. Okay, what else? What's the tea? We have full send, going all in on a big goal or a risk, crossing your fingers, hoping everything will end up all right. All right. Someone's taking a leap of faith. I'm seeing the full energy and fingers crossed. Someone's in love with you, or someone's in love. They're taking a leap of faith and love. They're trusting love. They're falling into love. Somebody's falling in love. Why don't we... Fizzled out. Oh Lord. Somebody, okay. So I had this reading before where this energy came out, and I was just like, yeah, but the context cards, like context clues, all of the other cards surrounding this one particular situation, I was like, I would not just like falling in love with this person. Seems like taking a leap of faith from an airplane, like you're bungee jumping and you can't even see your target, but you're just gonna take the leap anyway. Like you can't see your landing ground, you can't see a clear space to land. That sounds extremely risky. It sounds like almost like a death wish. I don't know, but it did not sound good. See, somebody is like crossing their fingers, just hoping that whatever they're choosing to do is really going to work out here. I'm just going to go for it anyway. I can't really see. Someone could be painting themselves as a victim and then just playing it out to become the victim that they're like casting themselves as. Somebody continuously keeps casting themselves in a role that is not beneficial to them. So maybe this is going away. Because it says fizzled out. It's going to go away by default because you learned a lesson. Or it's going to go away because this is going to be your ego death. It's going to be the end of the ego that knows better and chooses to do the opposite. It says it was just a phase, so popular, so fast until it wasn't. Feelings that hit you like a torpedo, but then just blew over. That gives love bombing. Yeah, okay. There's been a lot of that going around lately. Someone's just love bombing you, love bombing you, love bombing you. How is this love bombing coming through? Because the way that I've seen in my collective, it has to do with like music. But on the bottom of the deck, in this one, I have napalm era. I still don't know how to pronounce that. But it says the hottest and most influential moments, peak of your life or career. So someone could be very attracted to a person physically. And when they're in this like pretty phase or really putting themselves together type of phase, female or male, it's like when you are really feeling yourself and putting yourself together on the outside, someone thinks that that is the peak of your emotions or feelings toward them. Like that you're in love with them in those moments. It's 11:44 on the clock. That could be significant for someone. But I think this is like a death wish. This is a femme fatale. It could be a male, but this is their I don't know how else to say it, their femme fatale era, okay? They may be looking good, but they're looking good because of everything that they put in. That's what I'm getting. Like, even I don't know what it is. It's just the way that she's looking. It's like she knows that it's like knowing who you are, but all of who you are is because of everything that you've done for yourself. So you're like hyper aware of what everyone else has not done for you. Okay, who everyone else has not been for you. You're hyper aware of the ways in which life has kind of been trying to show you or color something a little differently than it actually is. And so it's kind of like you have gotten this truth and it has caused this worthiness to get activated in you. And it's where you start treating yourself the way you were hoping somebody else would have treated you or would have made you feel naturally inspired to portray. So it's like you got something out the mud. You picked something up. You did something on your own with no help from this person. In fact, the other people here in this situation, because it is the 3 cross fingers, so it could be a group. It could be your family. It could be your friend group, people you work with. But it's something about, or there's something to be said about how you got to the place that you are. It's like you needed to prove it to yourself. You deserve it. And if you stop focusing on these people who were of no help or value to you, you could actually do it. You could accomplish it. That was the only thing that was holding you back. So something that I feel is kind of meant to be like a slap in the face. Someone takes that as like their moment of grace or like recognition. They feel as if you are giving them exactly what they asked for because they work for it, but that's not the truth. That's not the true energy behind it. I'm sorry, but I feel like somebody's like kind of trying to shit on you, and maybe not like on purpose. It's just thanks for nothing. That type of vibe, you know? That's the energy that I'm getting. Even like I feel that this could be somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's man. And typically in relationships, it's pretty easy to feel good when you're doing the least if you're with the right person, and then feeling like you on top of the world and you the shit, you a motherfucking beast out here when you really do it. And whichever way you do, if you get into that bag, if you're making shit happen, if you're dressing up, if you're like clean to the nines, if you're really handling or putting it down in the bedroom, if you're really taking care of your house, if you are really mastering some skill or developing something new, if you're really, really taking care of your kids, or your kids really fucking love you, like, a lot of that comes from the connection that you share with the other person, and it's nothing for you to feel on top of the world and to really display that on the outside, or just be okay with feeling it in the inside, where you don't do anything extra on the outside when you're with the right person. But when you have to get there by yourself and it feels like you didn't have help, then when you finally do it, and this could be somebody who is consciously aware of this, that this person is like mesmerized by this and thankful for this, and it's like, yes, this is what I was always expecting. But then you kind of turn and look at this person like, yeah, but you're the kind of the reason that I never could get here in the first fucking place. So for them, their admiration or how they're treating you, though it could be that they're trying to like throw a rose to you, or it's really a slap in the face to you. Because it could have been the time periods when you were actually looking your worst, that you were doing the most work internally, mentally, emotionally, physically, hands-on. You just didn't have the time to pour into yourself. So when you do pour into yourself without the help of this person, I feel yet again, that seems to be the time period that they want to be all in. It's somebody it's a connection that's supposed to be like, this person's supposed to be there for you in the good and the bad. This is somebody that is supposed to love you, or you're supposed to feel loved by them unconditionally, or like, it shouldn't matter what you're giving, what you're not giving. Like, something about it should have a thread of peace, okay? Where at least no matter what, there's appreciation for who you are and what you do on a regular basis. That somebody feels that. I feel like that's, if this is you, that is the person that someone feels, or they're trying to paint you now as like the aggressor, or like you're taunting them, or you love bomb them, or whatever. If they're trying to paint you out as that, then I'm getting it's you that used to take this leap of faith on someone else, but it was because you literally were pouring into this person. You were trying to heal the situation, heal the connection. So someone's falling into you, but it's like falling in love with someone who's fallen out of love with you. Falling into appreciation with someone who has been waiting for you to appreciate them for too long and has now exited the cycle. It's like something going just like that. Somebody's connection is very imbalanced, or when one person is walking in the door, the other person is just on their way out. And it could be set up like this on purpose because you guys are ascending. And it doesn't feel like it's just one of you. It feels like a group. So it's a soul lesson with the connection that you're in. Like, I'm getting that the time periods where you were probably not doing the most, that's when you actually had the most love, the most light, the most optimism, you were the most cooperative, or you were the most open. That was the time period where it was actually safe for people to just kind of fall into this moment with you, because you were really there. You were really on a subject of maybe unconditional love. It could have even been time periods where, like I said, you were not at your best, so you knew that you were making a sacrifice, but you were willing to. It was a willing sacrifice. You were okay with it. Something you were doing was not healthy for you, but for these people, what they wanted from you, it was healthy for them. So it looks like they think that what you're doing now is not just healthy for you, but it is healthy for them too, or something like that. But it's not the case. This is a good time period for you. Everybody deserves this time period. This person does as well. But the energy that they're falling in is getting ready to give them a wake-up call so that they can. It's like you're not there to catch the ball anymore. And maybe this was a situation where you were the only one shooting in the gym. Nobody was there with you. Something like that. Snail girl at the bottom of the deck. Taking their work at their own pace, creates to create, running her own race, not being so hard on yourself, prioritizing work and life balance. Yeah, somebody, if this is you, I feel like this person could have been taking their time too. This is somebody I feel may have been watching you, like almost looking for the prime moment to pounce, thinking like for sure this has to be the right time period for me. Or, this looks like exactly like I don't know, it's something you're doing on the outside that made this person feel like this is the right time to take action. This is the right time to take a leap of faith. This is the right time to go in. It's like someone studying you and looking for their opportunity. Maybe it's just somebody who wants to date you and they're like wanting to go all in, and they're like watching you and feeling like, okay, that's the time period right now. This is where I strike. But it seems like they also felt as if something was already in the bag, like they have high expectations or something like that. And actually, you may be ready to date or you may be open, but you're not like, I'm sorry, it feels like somebody was thinking you were like right there at like your peak of desperation, or almost like you're so fed up that you would be willing. And actually, you're just taking it slow. You're just enjoying the moment. You're just seeing what you see, knowing, but you're not like, it's not a fed up energy. Someone was hoping that this was like a fed up energy, so this was their opportunity, or whatever they were going through, they could be just as fed up as you and hoping that the two of you would be on the same page. But I don't feel like the other person is actually on the same page as them. So it seems like you two, this would be the perfect time period for the two of you. Like you guys would be just in the same energy, on the same thing. But I don't feel like that's the truth for you. What you're doing is coming from a different place. You are really prioritizing yourself more so than you are looking for someone else to do something for you that you can't do. It's like you may even be in the energy of not believing that anybody could feel those shoes. What it is that you're actually looking for. Like, I mean, whoever this person is taking a leap of faith, they actually could be that. But what they're getting, this is somebody who's been love bombed. So I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, if they're just sensing something off of you. Like I said, sometimes these music downloads and these tarot readings that are picking up on those cycles that replay constantly, divine masculine, divine feminine energy, it's like the highest potential for your connection. But it depends on what's really going on in reality, whether or not that reading is actually hitting for you. But it seems like somebody could have been feeding on too much of that. So like it was feeding too much of their light. So they were actually imbalanced somewhere. This is a gray area, whatever this is. It's a gray area. It's like kind of like confusing. It's either confusing or it's hard to see because there's a lot of other elements. There's a lot of other people that may affect the outcome or someone's decision making. So the person who's taking a leap of faith is not taking into consideration the whole picture. They're operating based off of how they're really feeling in the moment. And it's like almost following like the law of assumption. Assuming that because what they see in you is what they're going through, and then they have other context clues that are adding value to what they would like to see between the two of you, they're going to take a leap of faith and hope that you're in that same place, feeling that same way for that same reason. But this may be their ego death. And honestly, it just depends on how fragile the ego is that they're in, because the level of this ego could be their newfound authenticity. This could be freedom for them. They're liberated because they could be in that situation, or they could take that action, or they could, turn over or change This says like the most influential moment of your life or the hottest moment of your life. Something about this just really feels right. Like it would be the right moment, the right time. So it's not necessarily that what they're thinking and what they're trying to do that is, it feels like it's an accomplishment for this person. It's just that it's not going to go forward with you. And maybe that's just temporary. Because again, it just looks like you're just not in that place. That's not what you're on. You're focused in a different direction than this other person. So this person could be seeing this as, this is our time period to go, to blow up. This is our time period to really, you know, I don't know, take action on something or to finally do something. But for you, you're just kind of turning over a new leaf. This is just who you plan to be. Maybe for all eternity. You just kind of like, you leveled up and you like who you are, and this is just who you want to continue to be. It's not like a big moment so much as it is a moment or a vibe, a way of living that you kind of always intended to have consistently, but life be lifing. So you got out of that or you got away from that, but you're always going to end up getting back there because it's your authenticity, it's your truth. So for this person, maybe you guys could be aligned. Something about your truth, your newfound truth could have been this person, or something about this person's newfound truth could have been your all-time truth. You know, you've always kind of lived by that code, or that's your way. But at this time period, you're not aligned with how excited and in the moment they are. You're not in that moment with them. You're actually in your own moment. You're running your own race. You're accomplishing your own things. You're discovering yourself and prioritizing yourself. And it also feels as if you've gotten to some kind of like mental, emotional, physical, like health and some kind of balance here that has a lot to do with work and life. So whether it's like family, kids, responsibilities, or just yourself, it could be you and taking care of you. The difference between working to take care of yourself and actually pouring love and attention and focus and care, like pampering yourself, the difference between those two, balancing them out. All right. What else on this? Okay, I'm going to leave the tea out because, sorry, Spirit's saying another deck for this. We're not finished with this energy, but we're going to come back to the tea and pour another cup. We'll pour one more cup after this one. So who's the perfect guy or girl? Ooh, perfect guy or girl. Easy to get obsessed with. Easy to like really be into. They definitely got it going on. These two different decks. So you are someone's ideal. You're their ideal. You're their poster girl, poster boy. You're their ideal. Someone has a type, or someone really is something they like that. And I'm getting to, I don't know why this seems so dark, but it's like somebody thought your head was off. Like they felt like they knew exactly what you were thinking or exactly how you were feeling, what mood you were in. It's like, yeah, like they felt like they just, and it's the total opposite. Whatever they were feeling, it's like it just completely fizzled out. It just went dead all of a sudden. So someone is feeling as if something that felt like a love bomb that they caught or something like that. They feel like when they caught it, it blew up in their face. They thought they were catching feelings. And they thought you were catching feelings, and then it blew up in their face. Now, it says bye, Felicia. So like I said, this could be somebody who is just accepting this, depending on their ego. They could just be accepting this, like, oh, okay, well, I tried and I thought, and okay, I thought I knew, but okay, that's cool. Peacing out, thank you, next, leaving and not caring. So someone's taking it well, okay. It could be this person I was saying, maybe they knew that. Maybe they knew that this is like a 1 in a million chance of a lifetime. It's a lot of songs that I'm hearing in the background on this reading, but I feel that way. Like somebody felt like this, they really kind of felt, and they may have had other people telling them that too. Somebody was backing that up, or either it's what they were feeling and sensing, like maybe even somebody just looking back on the past. They had these moments that they were putting together. They put together a picture. It just wasn't the total picture. There was something they were missing, and they could have been blinded by the lights. They were blinded by the lights. So they took action. They took flight. And they really didn't know where they were going to land. But I think also that this person, they could afford to take the risk and miss. So this is somebody whose ego could handle this fall. But for them, it was worth it. Okay? For them, it was worth it. It seems risky, like they're risking it all. But I don't know what all they were risking. I don't know what all they were moving from. It does look like they were operating. This is purple and green. Purple and green. It does look like a lot of passion that was here. Okay, it also looks like a lot of sexual desires, a lot of orange and red that I'm getting, and that yellow. So soul growth, a lot of sacral energy. So there's a sexual or physical attraction. I mean, that's already period. Okay. Snack, physical attraction, sex appeal. So all of that was there. But there's also heart in it and intuition. And it was mostly intuition and heart that was operating, or that this person was taking a leap of faith from. It's also significant to note that that's where they were living, like that's what they were currently living. So that means that they have been following their intuition, following their heart, and things have been going well for them. Like they were hitting their marks, or things like this is working, tried and true. So they decided to take the same leap of faith with you, but that's probably why they knew they would land on their feet. They were only going to go back to just maybe, I guess they had a choice, whether or not to try to figure out why following their intuition and their heart doesn't work with you, or to just take it as, okay, I guess it was just a phase, which we have that here, fizzled out. It was just a phase. It was just a moment, but it blew over. It blew over. It's not in the moment now. So they're hitting the ground and just continuing with what they were doing. What they chose to do wasn't wrong. It just didn't work out with you. So someone isn't taking a miss with you as meaning that they're moving in the wrong direction, or that everything that they've accomplished must be fake or phony, or, it's like someone's not rethinking their whole self because one person or one situation did not go right. That's what I'm getting. So they must have enough confirmation in their life with the Three of Cups, or this is someone who's really aligned. This would be like the Holy Trinity. Okay, it's you, yourself, your God, your higher self, like your mind, your heart, and how your actions are working out for you. It's all good. It's on the same page. You're happy, you're content, you're satisfied, you're at peace. The Three of Cups energy. You're actually happy and celebrating. So something is working. It just seems as if it wasn't going to work in this situation in particular with this person. So someone's saying goodbye to this person. They do feel as if what they tried to do with this individual was the right thing to do in the moment, but they knew they were being risky when they chose this, and it was obviously a risk that they could afford to take. So someone took a risk, or gave their time, or poured into a situation that they wanted to, because I feel like they really were into you. They really were into you. It says chemistry, intense passion, okay, things heating up. This person, I mean, obsessed. Obsessed. I feel like this is what they left behind, is the ability to be able to let you go. But maybe that wasn't something that they thought they could do before. So they could even just feel as if this is an accomplishment, and the fact that they can walk away from something that they really want to. We got penny pinching and chain. This is like a survival mode, kind of wanting to fight for it, go to war for it, hold on to it, give everything they've got to it. Turn themselves into a victim because of it and just let you have your way with them. Like, man, somebody, I don't know if it's you or if somebody does this to you. You probably have had both in your life. Whichever side you've been on before, this is probably the flip or reverse of it. But yeah, it was definitely like you could have been this to other people and now somebody has become this to you. You know, it's like you're conquering a version of yourself that you probably didn't even know how you were affecting others, but now you do because you know what it feels like. And you freed yourself from it. So, I don't know, but I mean, you can't get caught up with that again. And likely, you won't do that to anybody else. So this could just be clearing out some kind of karmic debt and like permanently. Something that could have been like a situation where people felt like victims. I feel as if they're not. Instead, it's helping them to just bring things into balance. It's creating a more balanced or discerning version of people. People who are okay with letting go, even when they really don't want to. Like their desire, their wish, their passion would be the total opposite. But hey, I'm not going to chain my soul. You can't take my soul, you know. If it gets to that, I'll just let you go. Okay. What's the napalm error? Napalm. You got detective. I told you somebody's watching you. If all of this is you and this is just a situation that you've been through, then it is kind of like all eyes on you because this was supposed to be your ending, or it should have been. But you're like right back again, being the whole snack that you were originally. So someone already saw you like this. Maybe they saw you as such a snack, or you were so attractive. Like, why would you take a chance on somebody that is so risky? Like, you know, like, why would you do that? Someone could have felt like you were abandoning yourself for doing that. But it looks like you weren't abandoning yourself. You were just being the you that you planned to be. And for some of you, now you've gotten back to that place where you're there dominantly. So you're not really rushing. This was actually where you wanted to be. You just may have gotten off track for a bit until you were really ready to let go of this person, let go of this situation. So for some, this is a cycle that took a while to close out. But it feels like it is closing out now. And you still got it. You still got it. The physical attraction, the sex appeal, the chemistry or intense passion, the attraction, the influence. Everybody wanna... What is that song I'm hearing? I don't know, but you came out on top. Okay, but a lot of eyes could be on you because of what you're doing or not doing right now. So let's see. What's the napalm error? SOS. It came out in reverse. Distress, act with urgency, and assistance needed. That's what you're not doing. Maybe they thought you would be like a damsel in distress at this point, or you would be like a total mess. So I don't know. Maybe it's a mixed bag. Some people were thinking you would be a mess, a total mess, or you would be in distress. You would be in victim energy. Like I was saying, it did feel, somebody's energy felt a little predatory. Like, oh, they're going to need me, or I'm definitely going to be able to get in, or this should be easy to do because of the situation they're in. But that's not what they're seeing from you. So you may have a lot of eyes on you because you've defied the odds, or what the tea was, the gossip going on around you. Something is not your ending. Something did not blow up in your life, or something did not blow up in your face. If you did take a leap of faith, or you took a chance on someone, it didn't blow up in your face. It was worth it to you, or you benefited in some way. In fact, for some of you, it helped your colors to burst. This could have been where you really figured out what real love is, or it like, yeah, it made your colors burst. Like it opened your heart chakra. Maybe it awakened you to the love you have for yourself. 1212 is on the clock. Someone could have aligned with themselves. The situation that they went through, maybe not just with one person or one partner. This could have been like years of a cycle that someone was repeating. Because even if you move on from one person, if you didn't close out that cycle completely, you're going to end up having to learn that same lesson with the next person and the next person if you don't get it there. So I feel like in this lifetime, someone could have had like a cycle of 3, maybe 3 of your exes or 3 of the last people that you talked to. What you went through with them was very similar. Your issue with them was very similar. And this time around, I feel as if what you found was the love of yourself. And maybe that's what you were meant to find. The love of yourself. Truly seeing yourself. Putting yourself on the pedestal that you may have put others on. Like people that you used to be into, attracted to, in love with. The way that they were seeing you is maybe the way you were seeing them too. But something was imbalanced. So it feels like you got that back. You're not in distress. You aren't rushing or running. And you look like you're good. It says assistance needed in reverse. There's no distress call. There's no SOS call here. Somebody's good and they're not doing much. But I feel like people expected you to maybe be doing the most. What's snail, girl? Well, especially if this is a friend group that was supposed to catch you in a time period where you were really looking for love or concern or friendship or this relationship, like you really needed it or wanted it, then that definitely would have blown up in your face. That would have been an ego blow. That would have been that ego death that we were talking about. And you probably would be reaching out or needing somebody right now because what you poured your heart into, what you went after, what you were operating on, like that, crossing them fingers, that wasn't good for you. Because it really would have blew up in your face. But it doesn't look like that's what happened at all here. Not particularly with you. Although it could have been someone else's fate. But obviously, like I said, I feel like you were just operating through your heart and your intuition. And your shadow, your ego, it's fierce. That's a lot of power. Because it's like you went into the unknown. You really didn't know, but you knew yourself. You know yourself enough. You never turned the lights off on you. Okay. So people are wanting to, maybe it's the same people that's part of this group. Now they're wondering, like, how did you make it through this? Or how did you get through that? How are you still you? Good or bad, okay? Because, you know, if this is your energy, if this is your vibe, and I know it's a female in the card, but female or male, they're not going to like you. Everybody not going to like you. You're going to have people that are going to want to be you, want to be with you, and then you're going to have the ones who hate you because they may want to be with you but don't think you want to be with them, or because they want to do something that you're doing or be you, but for whatever reason they tell themselves not to, or that they can't, or they try to tear you down because of what they're not doing. Something like that. But you're going to have that. You're going to have that effect on people. These cards, they hold that significance, like the perfect girl, the perfect guy, you know, something about you or your vibe or how you move, your swag, what you don't do, what you do, how much of it or how little of it you do. It all creates a vibe, a story for you, and it's a coveted one. It's a coveted one. So it may be easy for people to fall for you. It may be easy for people to fall into love with you or have these feelings and emotions. Like, it's easy to get these feelings for you. Why wouldn't they? When people really get to know you or really get to see you fully, like at your best, you're operating at your best, who you are on the inside, who you are on the outside. That's not easy to go to sleep to. But I do feel as if you fell into or you were with a colorful group. See, that vibe that you have going on, that's heart, but that's also the ego that will protect that heart too. That's how you made it through. Because if you didn't have that shadow here, because it is the purple and the green, your intuition and your heart wouldn't have got you through this alone. you needed that shadow. Look at half of this person. Half of this person is all black. You have to have some kind of, like, there has to be some things that you keep to yourself. You can't fully wear your heart on your sleeve and just have your third eye open and think that everything's gonna, you know, be exactly what you're feeling and what you're sensing. Some people, if you reveal yourself to them, they will switch it up on you super fast. So you have to have that ego. You have to have that shadow that can understand, accept, and handle that, so that it doesn't blow back, so that it doesn't blow up in your face. Like, you have to always be prepared for people's true authenticity to rise up, or for them to completely turn their authenticity down, you know, to shut it down, one or the other. That could happen. It's free will. So it feels like but people are seeing this or knowing this, or the people who are a part of this have seen this, they're knowing this, they're also seeing how you're prioritizing yourself, work-life balance. And it says they're doing research, learning more, gaining insight. But you know, for some people, I said you got people that don't like you, and that's exactly what they're trying to find. Something that they can laugh at, poke fun at. Okay, they looking for something to pin on you. Somebody, they keep trying to point this finger at you. But you're not doing enough. Snail girl, you're moving too slow. You're moving too slow, or someone feels as if it's something going on in there with knocked up. I'm not feeling that's literal, although it could be for some of you. If it is, but I'm feeling that this is just like you are bursting with ideas. Someone knows that. You're bursting with ideas, or there is something that you are already planning. They just don't know what it is. Somebody's like, they cannot move. They don't know what to do. You also have somebody here like they can't move. They don't know what to do. They can't, this rebound in reverse. They can't move on. They can't move up. They can't move around. They can't ascend. This person is like chained, or they feel like they're chained. They're stuck. They cannot move until they know what you're going to do. So you moving slow is actually the exact opposite that someone was hoping for. They were hoping for you to be extra dramatic, trying too hard, because this is a shit starter. Somebody is reading up, doing research on you, gaining more insight just so that they can start shit. But you're not giving them anything. You're not lighting the fire. There's a lot of messages coming out, because there's also somebody that someone is attracted to, who they're thinking like, okay, they've been watching you for a while. You've kind of been in your own element. Something about you is kind of the way they want it to be, but they're not getting that fire from you. It's like if they were, this person may be head over heels or falling in love with you. They could, it's like easily they could have these intense emotions for you, but they feel like you're holding back what would give them those feelings for you. So they may feel like you're playing games with them. And they could be watching you too. Alright. Now let's pour one more cup of tea and see. Hi, chap. Hi, hello. Hey, America. Hey, hamburger. OMG. Hi, Brittany. You're welcome, Brittany. Hi, melodrama. All right, let's see. What's the tea? Why is all this hatred going on? So good they hate you. They love to hate you. Wish they would have thought of it first. Something you're doing, they wish they did it first. You're so bad and they're mad about how bad you are. Glass ceiling. Someone's moving through an invisible barrier or blockage, doing what they want to do, pushing against systematic ideas or views or issues, pushing against stereotypes, and gaining access to opportunities that it felt like there was a lack of. Or they're gaining something that somebody told them there was none of, like there's no love, or there's no, you know, nobody moves like that, or you can't have this, or you can't get that, or you can't do this. It won't be that way for you, and someone's defying the odds and doing it anyway. And then you got somebody that's mad at you because you did it, because you knew you could and you did it and it worked for you. Bank scene. Slowly withdrawing emotionally without telling your partner what you're doing. Slowly mentally checking out. Partner is left blindsided and confused. I don't know who this is, but for somebody, this person, this may be them putting themselves in a victim mode. Somebody feels like you just all of a sudden did this, or this just happened suddenly. They never saw it coming. Somebody was not paying attention. Or somebody tried to enforce some kind of like secret boundary or glass ceiling over you. This globe, you can't do this, you can't move out. It's the invisible fence for the dog. And you're like, yeah, no, that doesn't exist. Or it doesn't work on me, I'm not a dog. And it's like this person is blindsided because they can't believe that you just unhook yourself, or you just decided to walk through the, or pass, or do whatever you weren't supposed to. The invisible boundary or the invisible glass ceiling that they put on you, the leash they tried to put around you. Someone tried to stop you from moving forward or stop you from moving on. Someone tried to stop you from re-evolving. What is that? So you evolved and you went back to past patterns, and then someone said you couldn't do it again. I don't know, someone, whatever this is, it's been going on for a while now, and somebody's just now seeing it. So that could be why they're mad. That could be why they hate you. Someone thought they had a hold over you when you may have just been taming yourself. Maybe someone thought they had more power than they actually do. They thought they were taming you. They thought they were forcing you to do things the way they wanted you to. They thought they were in control of a situation that they actually were not. So when they were getting what they wanted, or when things were going well, it was because that's who you were choosing to be. Not because this person was, like I said, you know, making you do it. Maybe it's someone who thought they were investing in you emotionally, and that was causing you to behave in a certain way because certain parts of you would come forward. But it could have just been that they were just adding to what you were already doing. It's already who you are, or who you've been. And sometimes you don't see a version of somebody because you put that glass ceiling. Like, you didn't think they were capable of it, so you just never, you know, gave them that possibility. So someone's moving outside of that, and it feels like they're doing it on their own, but they can't believe, or you're doing it on your own, but this person can't believe that you are, or that you did. Like, wow, you really did that, and it was just really who you were on your own. Like, you could do it with or without me, or you were going to do it in spite of me, like if you wanted to. Somebody, I don't know what this is, but let's get some more. So good they hate you. They love to hate you. They wish they thought of it first. You're so bad and they be mad. Eureka. That moment when you know it all makes sense. Smooth sailing. A brilliant idea and a clarity moment. So someone's having epiphanies about you. Someone's pissed off here with you. Someone's dumbfounded by how you accomplished something, or how you were able to get out of something, how you saw your way through. Someone is like, how did you pass through this invisible barrier? How did you advance? How did you know, like, you weren't, this was a trap. Somebody was in a trap too. It was supposed to stop you from being able to accomplish whatever it was that you decided to do, or whatever you were capable of doing. Somebody, you hold a lot of passion or a lot of passionate energy, and you may actually be able to temper it very well or carry it very well. Like, you could be, okay, you could be a freak, but you are very poised, very graceful. You may be stoic or very respectful. You know, like, you could be this way or you could not be this way. But somebody, I feel, put you in a box and they thought there was only one way that something was going to be displayed, or there's only one way you're going to do something. They just knew that something was going to work out a certain way, and then you blew their mind because, yeah, no, you switched it up. I don't know, you switch something up and somebody's mind is blown. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but for them, the puzzle pieces are coming together. For them, something is making sense. And they're having ideas because of it. One more here from this deck. What's this here? Okay, 2 decided to come out. Cozy zone. Someone feels at home. Protected vibes, emotional comfort, nurturing space. I'm safe here. I feel safe. I can breathe. Feeling so good. Someone is in their element, in their truth. This is wholeness. This feels like integration. Someone like picked up another piece of themselves and they're like basking in it. They picked up another piece of themselves and they're like basking in it. And then it's the opposite going on as well. So I'm getting whoever this is that's hating you or hates you, who tried to put an end to a certain version of you or tried to recreate a certain version of you, something like that. Somebody was, this glass ceiling and this X here on this face makes me feel, and for some of you it is an X, but there's some version of you that they never wanted to be free, or it was only supposed to ever be for them, or they just never wanted to see it again. I don't know. But they feel like they've been denied. They feel like you got out or you got around this mentally. You figured out how to be free, or you found that piece of yourself that was the key to unlocking this certainty, this clarity, this wholeness, this integration. So you've integrated your whole self and you're feeling good about it. And there's somebody here who is not. I'm going to say who's not is got to be the person that tried to stop you or that didn't want this for you. Champagne problems, issues, or complaints that arise from a position of privilege or a relative comfort. So they're looking at you. They feel like you may have, you're in your comfort zone and they don't like that. That means you're home, you're safe, you feel at ease, and they don't like this energy. They don't like the energy that you're in. They don't like the confidence that you're displaying. They don't like how solid you are. Also, something about where you are currently, it's a lot of purple and green that's standing out to me today. Even in this other deck here, something about you with that purple, the blue, the green, it's like your truth is loud, is seen, is felt. Again, somebody carries those music vibes. They follow, like people hear songs and they see your face or they see you, like it's just a vibe that you carry, your energy, and it feels really good to you. But maybe this is what you had to go through to realize that who you are could disturb some people. Everybody may not be comfortable with who you are, but if that's your comfort zone, you can't run from your truth. You can't run from your truth. You can't run from your truth and be happy. Let's put it that way. You can't run from your truth and be fully authentic. So there's always going to be something that's missing. There's always going to be a little uncertainty or unhappiness or just not fully feeling that you are being or living or thriving, because there's a part of you that's missing. And I feel like you picked that up. So even if it makes some people uncomfortable or it makes some people feel some type of way, it's either them or you, but somebody else put themselves in that position. So you could have felt this way because you left a part of you behind that adds value to your life, or that solidifies this comfort, protection, this comfort and protection that you feel. Everybody deserves to have that. This could be your happy place. And someone wanted you to sacrifice that and you chose not to. Okay. Let's clarify this one. We're not doing tarot today. We're just going to end it out with these oracle cards. Maybe I'll come back later and do an all tarot. Teeth. Depends on my son. He didn't want to brush his teeth, and I just was like, I don't feel like fighting you. All this rain feel like a lazy day today. So instead of fighting with you, I'll just check with you in a few. I'll be back. Okay, let's see. I wonder if he's going to be ready. Sometimes I do a reading and I don't know what is in the energy, but it just breaks free and all of a sudden he go brush his teeth. He been and did it before I even finished the reading. Or when I say it the next time, he'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. As if I never asked earlier. Alright, roller coaster. Full of highs and lows, off and on again. Somebody's hot and cold. Somebody you're attracted to, I feel, evades you. Or they always confuse you, or they get away from you. Just when you think you kind of know where they are, how they're feeling. It feels like they're on the move again. Could be someone you're trying to get to know or figure out, but you're having a hard time doing that. Yeah, somebody that doesn't fit in a box. They defy the boxes that you have been able to categorize people in. Somebody who doesn't fit neatly in a box. What's glass ceiling? Today could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Good vibes, present in the moment. Gas tank on E, all drinks on me. That type of energy. So there's somebody has things that they're missing or things that they don't have, and they're like comfortable with that. There's people or there's situations, there's something that they're not doing or they don't have currently, something that isn't planning out or playing out the way that they wanted it to, but they are good with it, or they're cool, their energy is good, the vibes are good. This could even be someone that's like very, I don't know, like giving of their time, or their focus, their energy, or they're just generous. Like they have a care to spare. They have an ear to spare. They can listen. They could be there for you or something like that. Like, I don't know, somebody's emotionally sound. I don't know if that has anything to do with, oh, it could be. They could be very emotionally sound around somebody who is mad at them because they can't put them in a box, because they can't figure them out. Because here's the extra card coming back out on so good that they hate you. So you could be a Cancer, you could be a water sign, and this may be a fire sign here. This is giving King of Wands energy. May not be a male, but it could be a masculine. They carry masculine energy. So that means they like to be... You know what? That happens a lot. Water and fire signs. If it's your sun signs, like when you get into I was just talking with my spirit guides this morning about how I believe that our sun sign is more of our inner child. And that's why as you get older, especially like once you pass your 30s, you start moving more towards or displaying more of the characteristics of like your moon sign, your Venus sign, or I would say Mars or North Node. So North Node, your authenticity. Mars, you are like, it depends on if you're in that space of life where you're really going after it. It's how you take action in life. Or your moon sign is where you're really like kind of deep in your feelings, and the way that you deal with your feelings is pretty much the way you're dealing with everything. But you kind of move away from that inner child, sun sign. At some point in your life, you start to kind of grow out of the typical, like, oh, they're a typical, Cancer. They're a typical Leo. They're a typical Scorpio, or a typical Sagittarius, typical Aries, typical Pisces. It's not so much that you can categorize them by that anymore. But when you are both operating in that kind of, I would say, more childish, or maybe this is what it has to do with, you guys have been, you were friends as kids or something like that, or you knew each other for a long time, or that was the time period that you were like wearing your heart on your sleeve, your inner child came out to greet that person. The person that you were, both of you, usually the water signs are more passive and the fire signs are more aggressive, but that's by default. That's their inner child. So as you guys are growing, the roles are changing now. But I feel as if someone is not taking this change well. So it could be the fire sign is used to having more authority here in this situation, or, you know, kind of what they say goes, or what they want to see is what they end up seeing with you. It goes their way. But they're feeling like they're having to do extra, or they have done extra, and it's still not working. So they're wondering why you're just chilling and why you're all cool, because water signs, typically, if you're in your feelings and you got that warm, soft, cushy side, it doesn't work so well with the big roar and fire, hot fire coming through from the fire sign. It kind of like triggers you to want to close up. Okay, you turn ice cold, they turn scorpion. You turn, you know, what is it, Cancer? They pull those, you know, them claws out. They go inside their shell. Fish, Pisces, they'll disappear on you or start flipping and reversing with you. That, you know, flip flop. Then it smacked you. You don't know what the hell's going on. So, but it could be triggered by, you know, that roaring lion with the lioness, or the lion. You're controlling or domineering, or you know, taking that leadership role. Sagittarius, you taking heads on your horse, you know, kind of just not caring. Is your way or the highway. You're taking the lead. Aries, nobody knows anything but you. You're the only one that can do it. So you got to take control. It feels like somebody was expecting for something to go that way, and it flipped and reversed, or they're not understanding why somebody is not reacting to whatever it is that they're doing. So this could be somebody throwing a tantrum, and they're wondering why their tantrum is not working on this person. Like, don't you see me acting out? This is what you usually do, or this is what people do. Why aren't you reacting here? What's Eureka? That's funny. It's like when my son, he in the hallway, I know he can hear me, but when he throw a tantrum and then I act like he's not throwing one, and I just be like, are you done? You done? Oh, okay, well, excuse me. And I walk over him like he's out on the floor. I'll just like step over him to go get my drink, and I'll be like, ooh, did you see those strawberries? They look good, don't they? And he looking at me like I'm crazy. He like, what, woman? Don't you see me? I am falling out here. I am banging on the floor. So that's what I'm thinking. Is there somebody here, they feel like, look at what I'm doing or how I'm acting. You see what I'm doing, right? You see what's happening, right? Why aren't you reacting? Okay. You seem to be just chilling and playing it cool. They like, what is this? All right, Eureka, we got receipts. So maybe that's what it is. Somebody already caught somebody. Spirit, cock that tea. Somebody's not reacting because they caught the person in the moment that they were triggering them. They saw them being extra. They saw them trying too hard. In that moment that they did that, it's like a light bulb moment. It went off in their mind. They realized and they took action. They got out of that situation. They knew that they were being triggered. Whether that person did it on purpose or not, the situation was a trap. It was triggering them. And so they were like, oh yeah, nope, I see it. Like something was revealed. Something was revealed to this person, and they knew that this was not going to be good for them. So they took a different route. So somebody can't figure you out because you take a different route. You won't get trapped. This person can't trap you. Maybe nobody can, especially if we go back to the beginning of the reading. If this is the one person that you would want to trap you and they can't trap you, I don't think anybody ever can. Like, yeah, cuffing season, maybe. Like, this is somebody you can't be cuffed anymore, not for real. Like, locked down, locked into, trapped. suppression, bondage, oppression, invisible traps, mental traps, the Matrix. It's like nobody, yeah, can't get you. In fact, you're like a ghost. You can ghost, and it's not because you're scared. I mean, you can ghost when you're scared too, but I'm getting that's not when you do it. It's likely when you want to retreat to your comfortable zone. Like your comfy zone is your disappearing act. Your disappearing act is your comfort zone. Most people's disappearing act is they're running, and it's based on fear. So this could have been the box that you stepped out of, where typically when you disappear, when you ghost, or when you run, it's because you're scared. But it's not because you're scared, it's because you know that that's outside of your comfort zone. That doesn't make you comfortable, but you know what does. So you're running towards what makes you comfortable, and that's home for you. And that's where somebody has found. They found home. They've retreated home. Single, ready to mingle, and a lucky break. Someone could have a lucky break getting ready to happen in their relationship or in their connection because of this. Because they found their comfort zone. They found what made them feel good. And they know how to get there. And they're willing to let go of anyone in order to be there. So it says good fortune, good things coming in somebody's relationship, or your hunt for a relationship could be over now. Someone could have found that special place, or you found that version of you that brings that kind of person to you. Yeah, laughter, wholeness, overjoyed, and smiling. And then right after that, ooh, the 2 cards right after that, you guys, back to back. Laughter, wholeness, overjoyed, smiling. Chucking up the deuces. We have courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. For a lot of you, this is your exodus from a situation that kept you from being at peace, that kept you from having wholeness, that kept you from being balanced enough to be ready for the type of person you really want to be with. You couldn't attract them because you couldn't stay in that energy dominantly, but you have finally let go. You found your peace, you retreated, you ghosted, you detached, you ran away from whatever you needed to do to get back to this version of you that attracts the best that you can get right now. So you're really ready to step out, or this is going to be a really good time period for you now. And if this is happening during this season, right now it's March when I'm recording this, that's perfect because we just got out of winter. So you got spring, summer, and fall to get out there and have fun and see people. Or, you know, we're more active. The majority of the population is more active, especially if you live in Michigan. You're more active during the spring, summer, and the fall than you are in the winter. So this is like the perfect time for you. You can meet somebody anywhere. The grocery store, your DoorDash. I'm telling you, you know, just depending on what you like and what you're looking for. You want more, you're going to have to spend some money. We got wine and dine. Okay, got to get out there, hit some of them 5-star restaurants or those fancy-ass bars. Or go downtown where everything costs more, but the vibes are better. You know what I mean? Get out there in the suburbs, blah, 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 blah. But for somebody, this is your love life, and it looks like you're in the right space at the right time. All right, you guys, that's my time. In case I did not see you in this live, this is me and mine blowing you kisses, waving, and saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.